Thank you for tuning in today to our new segment. I have some wonderful, crazy fam with me today who's going to be talking about some really good stuff for you all. You'll be hearing some of the updates that we have coming up. You'll also be hearing about a topic of social injustice. We've named this segment called Respect Just a Little Bit. So we're going to be talking about some stuff. Remember, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Of course, these opinions is not to offend anybody, but we just want to spread love and joy and also spread awareness to what's going on and what we can do
Mhm.
to make this world, our city, our nation a better place. All right. All right. So, what do we have up first?
Okay, our first topic of discussion is peace versus violence.
Mm.
Ooh. Now, this is something that is very controversial because I know a lot of people out there. We've seen the Facebook posts, we've seen your emails, we've seen a lot on television regarding what is the best strategy. Some people believe peace works, some people believe violence works. So, Kiana, tell us what you think about that. How do you feel about that?
I mean, compared to now, come on now. I've seen the videos, and it seemed like they were peaceful, but it's like that still wasn't enough. It's like it died. To me, I feel like when it comes to the law enforcement, they don't care because they were peaceful protesters, but it's like all of a sudden they just broke out and everybody just started getting pepper spray. Everybody started getting beat on for no apparent reason. Like we've all seen the videos. So to me personally, it's sad to say. I feel like it doesn't matter because it seems like it's on their terms more than it's on ours. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't really know what to say to that. I don't feel like it matters.
And that's what confused me the most. I think we were talking about it yesterday. I was talking to y'all about some of the major historical figures that we bring up so much when we think of peace and violence. We think of Malcolm X as someone who's
Yeah.
violent. We seclude Martin Luther King Jr. as somebody who's peaceful. But I've known Malcolm X to have some, peaceful moments. But I've known Martin Luther King Jr. to have some violent moments when he had to step out of character. But nevertheless, through it all, they both, through their walks of life, unfortunately, they were still, assassinated or killed through it all. So, what is the best strategy? Tristan, how do you feel about this?
Going back to MLK and Malcolm X, I think it was MLK who said a riot is the language of the unheard.
Mm.
So, I don't know, it's really a difficult topic to talk about, and I do feel that the protesting is a great way to speak out against racial injustice. It's our First Amendment right to speak out, to call it like we see it, to speak out against racism, and there have been so many reported cases of racial injustice, even just within these past few weeks, and it seems like every time I wake up, someone has been victimized, someone has been shot and killed because, just for doing nothing, you know, I'm always checking Twitter to see, there's a hashtag with person's name on it. And I'm always thinking to myself, not again. What's it going to take for all this to end? Is there a definite end to this? And, like I said, the protesting is a good way to speak out against racial injustice. Sorry about that. And, the violence, while I'm not sure that's the best way to do it, but I do understand the reasoning behind it. There's always going to be, some amount of violence, because that's what's going to get people's attention. Like throughout history, that has always gotten people's attention the most, the rioting, because that's the way. I feel like that's a good way to make a statement. Like I personally don't condone violence. Like I'm not a violent person, but I do understand like the reasoning behind it. You know, like I said, it's really a difficult subject to talk about. And, those that are protesting, like I do appreciate that, because that's what it's going to take, us being united towards a common goal, regardless of where we stand, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, like it's going to take us being united, working towards putting an end to racism, calling out police brutality anytime we see it. So, that's kind of where I stand on the issue.
Yeah, I will say, and this is something that's general, but I mean, it's true. We have filled up more, our race has filled up more hashtags and t-shirts in 1 year, in the last couple of years. I mean, it's crazy. And we're more than that. We're more than a hashtag. We're more than a t-shirt. We're more than every stereotype that has been given to us, that has been placed on us through life circumstances, through issues and societal practices. Let's say that.
Right.
Terry, how do you feel about all of this? Let's hear from the Terry Bone. Terry, how do you feel about all this?
The Terry Bone. I like that.
Terry Bone.
She's the social feed, y'all. She's our social feed.
Well, in my honest opinion, I agree that we should be protesting. However, some things have changed, but they're going about it the wrong way. And it's like, if they're going to talk about, oh, we should protest because of police brutality, then of course stick to that, but also bring up other issues that are going on as well. Not just saying, well, not using this time to like, let me see how I can put this, but not using this time to, in terms, get what you want. Like, people have been stealing from these businesses. They've been killing business owners who have worked hard, like day in, day out, sweat, blood, tears on things over years just to get, and you're killing them. It's like you're targeting the wrong people. Like, this entire protest was supposed to be about police brutality, right? So why not keep the focus on what you're trying to get improved, or what you're trying to prove on, rather than you just saying, oh, okay, African Americans built this country, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to use like the appropriate
Stand on
wording.
topic, basically, like, focus on one goal.
Now, I will say this, though. I believe in time and sequence. And, years ago, we've seen this similar situation with the protests and all of that due to a recent issue that occurred years ago that spiraled. Unfortunately, someone was murdered, and then that spiraled the police brutality thing. And so this year, seeing this stuff happen again, it's like, I feel what happened was, at first it was one thing, it was police brutality, but then out of nowhere you had this group of people who was just frustrated at how Black people are treated wholeheartedly, and then it turned into something bigger, as this big fight, but not nothing physical, more so mental, more so a fight for justice, obviously, a fight to be considered a person, a well-being, a being with feelings and goals and aspirations. So I just, I will say, though, like with the protesting, that's one thing, but I feel like we should also, everybody doesn't accomplish everything as far as like tasks. Like, for instance, in a store, you might have somebody working the register, or somebody putting the stuff on the shelves, stuff like that. So like, you have people protesting, but you have church folk, you have us praying and doing marches. You have some people who are educating themselves right now. They're taking this time to educate themselves on the issues that's going on with our race. So I feel like any sense of action is necessary, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I know we get mad if you don't see, well, why are you not out there protesting? Well, some people act differently. Some people move differently.
Yeah, some people have different ways
how
to spread the message. It's not always going to be protesting.
And it gets spread.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like social media is our greatest weapon. Like, social media is our greatest tool to use. Well, one of our greatest tools to use.
Absolutely. We have allowed the news and social media to paint us in such a bad light for a very long time. And, we're all from, where we live, all of us. So you can turn on the news. I stopped watching the news. It's been about almost 5 years that I haven't even looked at the news anymore, because, first of all, smartphones, they can tell us the weather and all of this stuff. It's gotten so smart, it can do what the news can do. But mainly the killings. It's like, every time you turn it on, every day, somebody's in critical condition. Somebody got hit on the highway. Somebody is in the hospital. There was a shooting. It's just crazy,
And it seems like Yeah, and it seems like they promote the negative more than the positive because that's
It's
what's
a
going to get
rare.
views.
It's a rare. And we have a lot of good things going on in Memphis, especially with the youth, all the different youth programs. And why are we not filling up social media with that or filling up the news stations? Why are we so quick to take what's juicy? Unfortunately, bad stuff right now, people consider stuff like that to be juicy. And for some people, it's not juicy.
That's
Well,
what
I
gets views.
understand. I'm so sorry, y'all. I had this thought in my head while y'all was talking. But I understand now why they posting more negative than positive. Because I was exactly like y'all growing up. I'd be like, oh, why is there so much negativity going on? But then people turn around and be like, well, why haven't you guys talked about this case? Why haven't you talked about this? Because it's like we basically telling them we don't want to hear that. If y'all think about it, that's why I believe that the news might be showing a lot of negative stuff so that we can be like, okay, this going on. Let us do something about it.
If
And
they
if you,
like, mhm.
yeah,
Oh, no, I'm
and
listening.
if
Go
you,
ahead.
my last thought, and if you continue to post so much positive and not really the negative, it's like you painting a false picture in a way by saying, okay, everything is good, nothing for us to work on.
It seems
But if
like you're
they like
ignoring
do
the issue.
half and half, then it could be like, okay, this we doing good at, continue doing good at this. But instead of like focusing solely on the negative, do it like, okay, this was going on in the world. Even though this going on, this something good is going on. So you can be like, okay, we're good in this area. Let's fix this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's also like trying to find that balance between,
Yeah.
negative and positive, posting like something that's negative and be like, hey, this is what we can work on. Like, even though this is happening, this is what we can work on. Like, this is a possible solution to the problem.
Yeah, no, of course, it's unfortunate, to reiterate what you said here, that we live in a culture that is fixated on technology and fixated
Yeah.
on marketing and whatever we want that's juicy. Oh, I keep using the term juicy, but whatever is appealing to our eyes,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And it's usually stuff, unfortunately, stuff of mischief some to most of the time. So it's like, what if we like with us as how do y'all feel about this? With you've read about the boycotts that Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Luther King Jr. did, where he stopped people from riding the bus, he stopped people from going to this store, that store, and we started there where we stopped shopping at certain stores, and they even have this thing where they're now supporting Black-owned businesses. What if we took that
Yeah.
same strategy to the news stations, to social media, and say, no, we want you to post this. This is what we want. If they're so fixated on posting what we want to get ratings, then let's not tell them, hey, we want you to post positive stuff for 30 days. We
Mm-hmm.
want you to post positive stuff for however long, see fit. No more negative, just positive. And
Right.
and if it is negative, maybe to spread awareness, but it's like, well, we just it's not necessarily like it's just a downward spiral. You just have we praise the
Yeah.
negative, then we do the positive.
And don't make it become like a norm in a way.
Right.
And what I
Yeah.
mean by norm is like we wake up every single day and this all we get. It's like the cycle. It's like if you know something bad going on and you think that you might have a solution to it, why not bring it to the table? Why sit there and let it happen and then you want to boohoo and cry when it's one of your own? You can like stop the cycle by fixing a situation that's going on with somebody in your community. That way you can prevent it from happening to your own. That's how I was raised and that's how I was brought up. It's like if you see something going on, do something about it. If you feel as if you can do something about it, bring it to the table, bring it to the light. Don't let it sit there and then when it happens to you, then you want to be like, oh, we should do this. This been happening for years. And we
And
could
it's
have been
it,
brought this to the table.
and
But to be honest,
no, I'm
you can
not
go.
listening. Go ahead. Okay, well, look,
Oh, no,
I was
I
just
don't want
gonna
to say
say,
names.
I just want to say this. I just want to say this. I feel like a lot of times what you said about cycles, that really got to me because it's like
Mm-hmm.
we live and breathe what we see every day, unfortunately, and it's just crazy. It's just
Right.
crazy,
It is crazy.
crazy. Now that's crazy.
Hey, y'all caught that.
Cheap plug there.
Look, I
Look at
try.
Kiki face. She
But
said, boy.
we just gotta act with strategy, man, and it just don't mean doing one thing. It's a lot of ways to spread awareness, to educate yourselves. You can self-education is the best education. I've learned that the best way from reading books, you know.
Definitely.
And we have to educate ourselves. But it's something that you said that stuck with me. You know, a lot of times, you know, we fail. The reason why stuff fail is because we didn't open our mouths, because
Right.
we had that good idea, but we never said anything. We never said anything, and then I feel like an opinion is not valid if you had the solution the whole time and didn't say
Mm-hmm.
nothing, or at least bring it to the table. Let's see if it works out, and then if it doesn't, then give an opinion. You
Right.
Hmm.
solution, but they have a solution and won't say anything. And so
Yeah.
that's just something that'll be worked on in the future.
Yeah, it's going to take all of us,
We
like
gotta
a
admit.
majority effort, in order to create change. You know, I think this quote, like, be the change that you want to see in this world.
Mm.
Yeah, that just came to my mind as I was listening to this discussion. And, you know, we all can do something. We, like, whether it's simply posting on social media, like donating or supporting Black businesses, and, you know, signing petitions. And, like, our most important thing to do right now is voting. Like, our vote matters. And I know there's going to be people saying that, oh, well, my vote doesn't matter. Like, it's all planned out. It's all flawed, whatever. Like, your vote matters more than you think. And, you know, that's an action that I'm certainly going to take, you know, in the upcoming election.
I will say I had to do better when it came to voting, because unfortunately I was one of those people who said that I wasn't going to vote. And the reason why, my mentality at the time was, well, everybody keep voting for the wrong stuff. And it's just, I did feel like my vote wouldn't don't matter, because it's like me out of a million people. But I had to sit back and think, well, if my vote, who knows, maybe that vote might be the threshold. You know, that vote
Yep.
might,
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
the next person thinks, and oh, and I hear it up and register, and I can't wait. But yeah, if we don't vote after all that's going on, that protesting, that stuff, I mean, it means something, but it don't mean what it fully means if we're not doing our part. When these polls come out, we need to vote. We need to, whatever petition that was written. I think something passed in California. I talked to y'all about
And
this.
also,
You know, we need to spread better.
yeah, and also with the presidential election, something I had to realize for my own benefit was that don't go based off of what you like and dislike about this person, but go based off of what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'll be like, oh, I don't like this person because they did this, this, and this. But it's like, at least they did what they said they was going to do. Like I was telling y'all, I'm not going to say anybody's name, but I guess I could say his name. The president. He might have not done exactly how y'all want him to do it, but he done everything that he basically said he was going to do, even though he went about it the wrong way. And that's how I had to think about it with like our potential presidents. Like, let's say if who is running?
You know what? They haven't really publicized that yet,
Yeah, because people keep
but
dropping out. I'm all
I
like, who
saw
is
some stuff.
running?
Yeah,
But I was like, I
it's
think
Yeah,
Bernie Sanders dropped
some people,
out. And I was like,
it's down to Joe Biden now.
or some people.
It's going
okay.
to be Joe Biden.
Like, for example, thank you so much, Tristan. Like Joe Biden, people are like, oh, I don't like him because he teamed up with this person when this person was president. Oh, I don't like him because he did this, and this in his past. I'm all like, yeah, he might have done this, or he might have been secretary or whatever he was to this president, or whatever he did. But you got to look at what the person can do, and you won't know what they can do unless you like get them a chance. Kind of like with all four of us, for example. Nobody knew that we can do this, and this unless they gave us a chance. So go based off of what the person could do or what they have done so far, rather than y'all just saying, oh, I don't like them because this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Because every candidate has some flaws. Like, no candidate is perfect. And We're going to have
No,
to
not one.
we're going to have to vote for someone.
Yep.
And stop using race as one of your criteria, because you got to learn how to read. When you go to these, even if you can't physically sit in front of these people at the campaign meetings, everybody don't have a car. Everybody's not just going to poof there. But again, we have the internet. You can go to the library, you can open books, you can read. When it comes to president, they have that whole list of stuff what they prompted. Make sure that it's in the realms of stuff that you should first of all look at the stuff you care about, and then what other people care about. Things like education, health
Right.
insurance, all of this stuff. We need to make sure that that our security for the next 4 years and the next 4 years after that is taken care of.
Right. It's all a matter of us educating ourselves.
Educate. We lack because of knowledge. We have to increase our knowledge and understanding.
Yep, can't go based off of what homegirl Keisha and Leonard then said, because you don't know where they get the information from. They can be like, "Oh, girl, don't vote for this person because they did this, and this, and they passed." Not to like bring up stuff for somebody else's, but it's like I think to myself, I would not say it to nobody's face, but I think to myself, like, how can you talk about this person? Well, you just did this, or when you got this going on in your household. So it's like, give people a chance.
It always be, and it could not. It don't have to just be president. It's anything that we go after, that people go after, bringing up your past or something that you did bad or went right to try to stop you. And you can't think like that. You know, you got to keep going with what you know and what.
Right. Everybody got their own flaws. Everybody got their own past. Folks still living in their past. So don't judge a book by its cover. We don't know these people. I don't know Trump on a personal level. I only know what he did so far. And so far, he's done like great things. But some stuff did, go in shambles. But he has done significant things for us. Obama did too. Like each of our presidents did it in their own individual way. It might have led to like something tragic, but no president is perfect. Not one of us is perfect.
Right.
Not just tragedies,
not just presidents, but like people.
Not just tragedies, but good stuff too. It was some good stuff. Not all the days were bad, but
and then y'all killing off the wrong people. Like, what if somebody who just got released from prison has the answer to solve all of this, but y'all killed them off? You should not dictate a person's past or their present based off of what they can and can't do. You're not that person. So it's all about giving people chances. So that's like the peace versus violence part right there. That's your answer to it.
This is why we have to act with strategy. Act with strategy in our voting. Act with strategy in our spreading awareness. Act with strategy with who we are as a people. Everybody's values may be different, but your morals should be somewhere now. I mean, being in a common space where people can get along with you, you can get along with them. And if everybody exercises that same spirit, we'll be better. It's a simple thing to do. It's more so easier said than done for some. But it should be something that with work, it's not going to be easy doing those things. I feel like it's never easy. It's more so easy to be bad than good. For some people, it's not easy for them to do good because we're so used to liking being bad, if that makes sense. Right. But again, if we just act with strategy and do things the right way, right will follow us.
Right. Before we go to our next topic, our topic number 2, Kiana, you have anything you want to add? What's on your mind? Because I see your thought bubbles bubbling.
I just feel like when it comes to, it's like what Cedric just said when he was talking about bad and good folk, like so used to, it's true, we so used to something bad happening because it seemed like it always does. Like with the media, they always show bad stuff. It's like they want us to be torn down. They always spread negativity. They always make us look like we're dangerous as a culture, as a whole. Like for one person's actions, they make us all look the same. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like they don't want us to have hope, even if in our own communities. Like when you look at Memphis, when you know it's really, really Memphis, all you have to see is like a liquor store, a gun store, a smoke store, stuff like that. And you'll see people out in the streets. You'll see that kind of stuff. And it only makes you want to feel like so just depressed. It's very depressing. Like the spirit of poverty is so strong here. And it's like, it's so much that goes on here. It's like, sometimes it's hard to have hope. And it's like, I feel like the media makes sure they always show the bad stuff so we can feel oppressed. Mentally, we'll always be oppressed. That's what I believe.
Yeah. I think, like how you say the media always likes to point out the bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It always leads to us feeling bad. Like, every time.
Yeah.
And, I think like what I do is like I try to take a break. Like I try to get off social media for a while because like it's just so much negativity.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah.